You say when?
Yeah.
We're on? Godspeed. Greetings, family. How y'all doing? Welcome to another one of your Frank 26 YouTube videos. I call it my UB2Bs. Today is the 8th. In fact, I think I'm going to remember every day for the next week. It is the 8th of October 2019. I greet you with agape love because I am a Christian and I'm proud of it. Well, guess what we're doing? We're studying the Iraqi dinar. Oh my goodness, I love to see when y'all come in. Let me just give me a second. I just get a kick out of this. I discovered this yesterday. I can see how many of you are coming in. Okay. Oh my goodness, it went from 167 to 257. That's a exact 100 increment jump. Let me say hi to some people. Rita, Two Wild Monkeys. I read a book like that once. No, it was called 12 Monkeys. It looked like Gruchin or something like that. Somebody from Australia I just saw looking go, oh, I can't keep up with you guys. Stop it. Sue Willis, Julis, Kathy Moore. There's the Two Wild Monkeys again. Hey, I understand. I found out today that there's some troops in Kuwait. There are some troops in Kuwait that gather around your computer to watch our program. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. God bless you all and your families. Be safe in all that you do. And I pray that our conference calls are of some value and some use. It's good to have you all here with us. Anyways, we're here to study the Iraqi dinar. And before we do anything, we always set the ground rules. And the ground rules are that we don't offer you a date. We don't offer you a date. We don't offer you a rate. You know, what it may come out at. So you can figure out your capital gains. We don't know the date. We don't know the rate. And what we do is we give you our opinion of our study based on our teams that we have. And it's good to be with you all, and we're going to continue our study tonight, in my opinion, of where we left off last night. Yesterday was it was fun, wasn't it? It was fun. We did our UB2B for 30 minutes, around 5 o'clock, no, around 4:30 to 5. And we had a phone call from a walking stick at that time. He tells me, in fact, this is those precious notes that last night. He tells me what he wanted to tell me. And then I asked him, I said, am I allowed to share this? He said, yeah, it's not a secret. Well, it should be. It should. It seems like it ought to be. All righty. All righty. Just out of curiosity, why isn't it a secret? Well, the central bank has been telling us step by steps. They call it phases. They call it blocks. I'm listening, sir. And every time that they accomplish one of these blocks, they move on to the next one. And at the beginning of each one of these blocks, they tell us, us that own banks in Iraq, what our mother is going to do. So whatever mother tells us to do, we do it. We obey. She's the central bank. And it's been about 2 years now that we've been sharing with you, Frank 26 and KTFA, what Mother has been telling us to do. So, when we feel that it was the right time, because it was no longer a secret, it was told to us, it became public knowledge. And it is at that time that we shared it with you, Frank 26, and told you to share it as in your opinion. I see. So, right now, the latest block, and if you remember, Frank, they told you, wasn't it your Firefly that told you last week that, hey, they told us they finished a phase. I said, yes, sir, that's right. And they were entering, it was the end of the second phase. That's right. We had started the third phase. Well, the third phase, Frank, they came to us, Mother. And Mother says to us, maybe I ought to let them talk and talk and talk and have fun for a while, and then I'll talk. What do you think? You see, I get these phone calls throughout the day, endless phone calls. And the crazy thing is that people want to know my opinion about my opinion. What? Yeah, well, you said this last night. What do you think about that? And what's fascinating is that it's not one person that does that. It's dozens of people. Isn't that right, Tink?
Yep. Too many dozens.
They want my opinion about my opinion. So that's why I say to you constantly, are you listening? Are you paying attention to what I'm trying to share with you? I hope you are. Because when you call me on the phone, what do I tell you now? I don't answer you. No more do I. It shocks a lot of people. Well, I thought you were a nice guy. I'm asking you to help me. Are you willing to help me? Reverse psychology, you know. Yeah, I'm willing to help you, Frank 26, so I'll be part of your teams. Good. Now go and listen to what I said last night. It'll answer your question, okay? So, yes, I am. Yes, Frank. Yes, I am. Hey, Frank, shut up, man. I'm watching TV. Michael Hahn, he's been with us for a while. He says, hey, Frank, what? Hey, what's your opinion on the opinion of opinions? What was that one guy today? We're going to get to work in a minute, but I'm letting everybody, we're up to almost 900 or so. When we get up to 1,000, we'll get to work. What was the name of that guy, Jan, that this morning, someone sent it to me. He said, Frank, look, this guy, he's cutting you up again. I said, I don't care what he's saying about me, but it is funny. Shoot, I'm never going to find it in all of these. I got way too many texts. But you know who I'm talking about, babe. Yeah, what was I going to call him? Caca. Cacaroni. Yeah. I gotta find it. Come on, who sent it to me? Do you remember? Mm-hmm. Gee whiz. I want to find it because he said, hey, Frank, look, he's cutting you up again. And I'm like, well, I really don't care if he's cutting me up. That's okay. But let me see it. I'm just curious. So I'm reading it. And this guy, whoever, I'm going to call him Cacaroni from now on. Cacaroni. Cacaroni says, oh, did you all hear what that stupid Frank said last night? Yeah, he's calling it again. No, I'm not. I mean, you were with us last night. We could see your name. It said Cacaroni, man. I mean, but, here, Tink, do me a favor. Just go down these. It's somewhere in one of these eventually. If it's got a red mark or a blue mark, it probably hasn't been opened yet. Huh?
I said okay.
But the gentleman says that I called it. And the gentleman said, oh, we just hit 1,000. Time to get to work. The gentleman, said whatever he said. But the gentleman is wrong. And then the gentleman is telling me that, yeah, he's crazy. It's never going to happen this year. Well, fine. You may have a valid point. But what's the need of calling somebody else, that they're crazy? They're stupid. Why you call people names? Why you do that? You're the only one on the internet that does that. I actually get a kick out of you because everything you say, I don't understand it. I read it once, I read it twice, and I try my best to be sincere. I think, well, let's try. And by the time I read it the third time, I'm laughing my butt off. This guy doesn't know even how to talk. Anyways, enough of that. Come on, I'm not bashing anyone. We're just a simple little game of tennis here. Hey, Cacaroni, here. Volley, it's your serve, okay? Let's have fun. I don't even know how to find this guy. I don't know how to find any guru. But for the person from Texas that keeps sending me his stuff, that's okay with me. You can send it. Alrighty. Send them to me, Frank. I'll educate him. Who said that? Carla. Oh, no, it wasn't Carla. Who was it? Oh, Dennis. Okay. You listening to Frank? Here, come on. Sorry. I'm sorry, Cacaroni. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, by the way, I mean, you call me all kinds of names, so I figure Cacaroni's okay, okay? Okay. What, babe?
Not a text.
It's not a text? Could it be under the pictures? I doubt. No, it's not under the pictures. Oh, well, it's not important. It's no longer important. Thanks, honey, for trying to find it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get to work. We've got ourselves 1101. Oh, man, 10 more, and there it is, 1111. Let's do that. Let's see. Come on.
They
Come on.
passed it.
What's that?
It's at 11:12.
It's it. Oh, I got 1101. What do you got? Oh, we just missed it by one. Okay, can somebody sign out, please?
Somebody said it was in WhatsApp. Let me see.
Oh, he sent it to me in WhatsApp.
They just said
That's right. I remember you. Yeah, now I know. Here it is, isn't it? Is that it right there that you sent me? This is funny. Hold on a second, and then I promise we'll get to work. And it's good. It's good work. All right now, what, honey?
turn him into an M&M and we'll eat him.
Turn him into an M&M. I ate him. Yup. Burp. Chocolate wipe. Okay. Check this out. Let's read this. You want to? You see that? Okay. Okay. We're just having fun, all right? I deserve some fun, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, I just snorted. Did you hear that?
It's going to turn her stomach too.
I know that poor lady. He just snorted. Oh my God. Elizabeth. Oh, Lordy. Let me make you feel at home. Okay. What's this caca here says, hey, what? Did anyone, did somebody talk to me? Anybody out there? Did anyone read Frank? Oh, my brother. Sup, Sean? No worries. Look at here. I'm actually live right now on the broadcast that I do. But hold on. I'm going to put you live. So be careful with the words you say, right, Roger? But anyways, hey, listen, I hear that the weather is finally, the heat is gone now. Is it feeling better in the island?
Little bit.
Small kind.
What's wrong with
Yeah,
that?
small kind.
Oh, you sound like Mac Headroom. Your phone is all vibrating.
Yeah. Cracking my phone.
Hey, but anyways, listen, I was calling you because I wanted to talk to you about our friend John. I'll give you a call tomorrow, okay?
Okay, shoot. Roger that.
Roger it is. I love you. I miss you. And you take care of the Aina. Give everybody kisses, okay?
Yeah. You take care, Bob. I guarantee I'll wait for your call tomorrow.
Shoots. Bye-bye.
All right.
Aloha.
That's the other word he always says. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Oh, no, man. I lost Cacaron. Oh, here it is. Okay. So, now. Yeah. God, can I just have a little fun? He has fun with me. This is all just in fun, okay? Is he smiling? Anyways, so here we go. Did anyone talk to me? Did anyone read Frank 26 today? Today? How'd you read me today? You mean when you came last night? Okay, it says the guy is not only a liar. I'm a liar, babe. Are my pants on fire?
No.
Okay. The guy is not only a liar, but he's completely lost his mind. Um, if anyone reads, anyone out there talking, if anyone reads what's happening to Iraq's economy, Santa Barbara, California. Should I answer it? Want to have fun? Why not? Greetings, this is Frank. You are actually live on our broadcast. Who's calling and how can I help you?
Frank Villa,
Yes, who's this?
Joe Zaragoza.
Hey, Joe, I'm actually doing our broadcast right now. Can I call you later, brother, or is it something real quick I can help you with?
Yes, this is about an investment that a good friend of ours told us about.
Oh, I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. You're calling for the very first time, and here I am being comical with you. I apologize. Yes, sir. You're calling. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write your phone numbers 805-637-0351. And what I'll do, sir, what's your first name again? Joe?
Joe.
Joe. Joe, with your permission, I'm going to have to call you tomorrow because I am actually broadcasting live right now. And I won't be able to do it until probably tomorrow, and I'll answer all your questions on it. Is that okay with you, sir?
That will be fine, sir. Thank you so much. Have a good time.
Indeed. Oh, I am having a good time. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Okay, bye.
He's watching. That's why you call me, Joe. That's why you call. No. Okay. So anyways, Joe, check this out. I got to start all over again. Did anyone read? We'll be up to about 1,300 people. Frank, you just gave his number out. I did? How did I give his number out? I give his number out. I didn't give nobody's number out. Anyways, here we go. Let's get this over with because we got work to do. Did anyone read Frank 26 today? The guy is not only a liar, but he's completely lost his mind. If anyone reads what's happening to Iraq's economy over the last few days as a result of the protests, knows that nothing is happening, laughing out loud. Anyways, Dr. Rona, or whatever we call him, God bless you, man. Thanks for letting me have a little fun. Sometimes I need to do that, just to vent. Here, babe, take this so that we don't lose that for
Yeah,
tomorrow.
you said you read it out loud, so it's gonna be all over the internet.
I read what out loud?
His number.
Oh, his number. Like, who cares? No one's going to call them. I see. Thank you. Sorry about that. But no one's going to call poor Joe. And if they do, Joe will just hang up on them. Alrighty, here we go. Now, let's get to talking. Yesterday, what happened? What happened? A lot of killings. A lot of killings in Iraq, unfortunately. Is that somebody putting the gentleman's phone number down? Really, guys? I just asked you not to do that. Look at here. The next person puts up his phone number, get rid of that person, okay? Babe?
Yeah, I didn't see the number.
Yeah, well, somebody beat you. Quick Draw McGraw. What's his name from Canada?
That was C.
Who?
That was C that got rid of it. Oh, I see.
Oh, okay. Don't. Let's focus. So, yeah, please don't leave this gentleman alone. Come. Let's talk now. Yesterday, there was a lot of killing that was going on in the streets of Iraq. We were very concerned because we had not heard from our Firefly, Eddie. It turns out that Eddie got a hold of us this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. God bless him. It's not good. It's not good what they're going through out there. And in fact, what I'm going to do is do the opposite. Well, normally I give you our Fireflies report at the end of our calls, but today we're going to give it to you first. And there's a reason why. Number one, we didn't get to have a report from him yesterday, right? Well, it turns out that the day before yesterday, on Sunday, we did get a report from him, but I never shared that with anyone. I'd like to share it with you now. Here it is, Sunday's report. And what I'll do is I'm going to take you in on Sunday. I think there was like 3 or 4 reports on Sunday. And then Monday, nothing. We didn't hear from him. And thank God today, Tuesday, we do hear from him. So kick back, relax, and listen to this long report from Sunday. In fact, it starts out with Eddie sending us some pictures here. There's one. These pictures would not be found on the internet. He sent us another picture here. As you can see, it's a horrible sight. It's a horrible sight, and I asked y'all to please pray for him, and you did. And I thank you for that. Now, with those 2 pictures sent on Sunday morning, here we go. Good morning, Mr. Frank. This morning, in the Iraq protesters, there was a setting of fires, and they're still burning early today. Mahdi went on television. He had in his hand, now you have to understand that this is Sunday. Mahdi goes on television this morning, and he had in his hand 7 minister resignations. But he refused all 7 of them. He said that he also wasn't going to resign. And neither will his government. His government will not fall, he says. And the reason why it won't fall, he says, is because his government is not responsible for the past 5 administrations and turmoil that they committed. So his government, he is saying, is not resigning. Now they are forming security teams, Mr. Frank, to protect television stations. They're burning them down after several non-Iranian pro stations were attacked last night. In other words, they're Iraqi stations. They're not Iranian stations. So the Iranian attacked the television stations that are Iraqi so that only the Iranian television stations can put out their propaganda. Halabusi today has brought in actual protesters to the government meeting. And today we await more word of the outcome. Citizens are furious, Mr. Frank. We are furious about the plan that Mahdi has put out. He's saying that the poor will receive 175,000 dinars for the next 3 months. What about all the back oil payments that the revenue payments we were supposed to be getting every month? This corrupt government is stealing it. And so are the Iranians. Today, Saleh met with an ambassador to... here, let me every now and periodically remind me to show them.
Okay.
Do you get the feeling of the Iraqi citizens? I mean, just O'Day's passion in Sunday's report. Wait till you hear today's report. Do you get the passion? You know, do you taste the bile that they taste? 175,000 for 3 months. This is a slap in the face. 7 ministers said, "Here's my resignation, get me out of here." And he said, seven resignations that were turned into Mahdi, and he said, "Nope, I don't want them." He should have taken them. And then he's defiant, and he tells the citizens, "I ain't got nothing to do with the way things are with your country. I had nothing to do with it. I am not resigning." Which only angered the citizens even more. And then especially when they put out this chump change. Pay back to oil. And then where's our money for the oil? Where's our HCL? Where's the part of our HCL? This is O'Day's heart. This is the citizens. He talks to all the citizens. They all have the same voice. Where's our oil payments? The revenue payments. They were supposed to be getting every month. This corrupt government is stealing it. And so are the Iranians. Today, Chalet met with the ambassador to discuss issues, and one was a main Iranian ambassador. Are you serious? Why is he even here? This is Iraq, says O'Day. Protesters are saying this must end. But again, Iraq security used deadly force on us yesterday, killing 14 more of us protesters. I'm about to use the word package. Today there was an article that talked about the second package being delivered from Mahdi, and you're about to hear the word, and if you're not familiar with it, it's what he put together to offer them. Package. For yesterday, and killing 14 more protesters. The first package of resolutions presented to us is more like, here, take this, so you'll be quiet for the next 3 months. More insults, for more of a insult, really. Everyone in government keeps saying, there is no magic wand to fix this. Very bad here now. We do not feel as if the government is taking responsibility and nothing. We don't feel that the government is taking responsibility. Nothing, by the way, from the CBI or the banks. In fact, Mr. Frank, heck, I like his broken English, and now he uses heck. Heck, Mr. Frank, even the banks are closed. This was Sunday. The internet is still over 70% shut down to the citizens and to the business. This is hurting my business, Mr. Frank. Mahdi, all over the electronic billboards. He's taking them over, Mr. Frank. And the television is saying it's not his fault for the past 5 administrations. Now, Abadi gets on television. Abadi? Yeah. Now, Abadi gets on television and calling for the early elections immediately. Oh, Abadi, we talked about you yesterday. we mentioned that maybe you should come back, huh, bro? And now you're asking for the immediate election results. Guess who's going to win, a body? 0 to 50 billion. Wow, Jan, the straw just attacked me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it got me. It fired back. I go like this, and it went back, and it go boom, and it hit me. Did I bring my 2 toothpicks? Or those toothpicks? I think I left them at the restaurant. I ate Chinese food today. Oh, it's so good to eat. I eat around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, but I ate Chinese. I went to a Chinese restaurant to get a Chinese takeout, and I took it in instead. Marty's all over the electronic billboards. He's taking them over, and the television is saying that it's not his fault for the past 5 administrations. Now, all of a sudden, a body. You'll see why we planted the seed that he should come back. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, a body gets on television, Mr. Frank, and he's calling for the early elections. Yeah, immediately. Yeah, and Sadar on television is saying, "Hey, the government must resign." Way to go, Sadar. The government must resign. But Mr. Frank, yet nobody doing anything. Nothing. Police are even now denying. They're denying, Mr. Frank, the sniper who is killing protesters is from the police, is from the police units. It's called unknown source. Really? Can you say Iran militant? We will send more later. It's late in the afternoon here trying to find, I'm desperately trying to find food for my family, Mr. We will send more later. It's late in the afternoon here, and I'm trying to find food for our family. So many places are closed, and one cannot, and one open, and the ones that are open, we cannot use our cards unless you have dinars on hand. I wish I could feed them, you know. Hey, Jan,
Yes.
I forgot again. Charlie.
Okay.
Oh, way to go, Jan. Yeah, I wish I could feed you. I wish I could feed your family all day. Dad. You remember the Beverly Hillbillies? Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. Remember Granny in the Hillbillies, Beverly Hillbillies? That's what O'Day's dad reminds me of. He's the male version of Granny, you know. Tough old lady. He's a tough old man. Dad has been back in the streets today. Yeah. Mainly, he's standing by our family market business, Mr. Frank. Owners are forming crews to watch over business districts, so no one sets fire, because the local police are nowhere to be found, except at the square where the protesters are. Services here are getting worse, and Mahdi is in total resistant mode today. Later that Sunday afternoon, this was early in the morning, report number 2. Mr. Frank Mahdi's on television again. He's saying his forces are only using live rounds when forces use live rounds against them and when they are in danger. However, Mr. Frank, there are several videos showing forces just opening fire for no reason. Mahdi must now go to the citizens, and the citizens are furious. And that group of 100 protesters that Halabusi let come to Parliament today to speak, that was in the news. And when Halabusi told them to speak, the protesters said, "You will be the first one we arrest." Talking to Halabusi, this show on TV news, these young protesters have nothing to lose, Mr. Frank. They say, "We will never stop." It's like a bad movie. It's like a bad movie that keeps getting worse, Mr. Frank. Report number 3, Sunday, later in the afternoon. In television news right now here tonight showing all countries that are planning on helping Iraq rebuild, like France and Germany and others, are saying to Iraq, get this situation handled, with your demonstrators, because our countries are not coming in to an unrest. Now, more pressure on the government. Brilliant. Brilliant. Who told you to do that, holy man? Who told you to do this, holy man? Holy Toledo. It worked. Or it's working. To which I said, thank you for the report. I know, I'm sad about this. But sadly, it's also needed in order to remove Iran so Iraq can be free. I will continue to pray with all my heart. Thank you, sir. Then, late Sunday night, Firefly 77 says that Halabusi is meeting with the CBI governor, Alak. What? And the finance minister, both called to Parliament to discuss issues quick. What? You see, Eddie felt that this was important enough to get it to me, even though it was super, super late at night. Because of the important, here, you ready? Yesterday I gave you two sidebars. And as I was talking, those two sidebars should have stood out really big when I got to them. I hope you did. Tonight, I'd like to consider this a sidebar. Listen carefully. Late at night, Sunday. This is the fourth report on Sunday. Firefly 77 says, on television, Halabusi is meeting with the Central Bank of Iraq Governor Alak and the finance minister. Both have been called into Parliament to discuss issues. Now, this is on TV. I said to him, see if they can get me an outline of all the issues. I pray to God, etc., that this is what I think it is, where they are discussing what they're doing with the lower denoms. He said, all Eddie says, they say, is discussed allocations of funds for the decision made by the government council. To which I said, thank you. Yeah, right. He says they are not saying much more, nor why they're meeting. To which I say, obviously, because it's not time to talk about the monetary reform. The time right now is to remove Iran from Iraq as they prepare the next phase of the monetary reform. To which he said, yes, sir, totally agree. Eddie says, Iraq is announcing Tuesday will be phase 2 of resolutions released, and this will deal directly with security and the economy, all coming after meetings today. To which I said, good, good. Now, let us pray that the CBI wants to also talk to tomorrow or the next day. He said, yes, this is all Sunday night. Some program to be announced Tuesday to combat poverty and unemployment. This all will be announced by Marty on Tuesday, along with several other resolutions. You saw them today. They sucked. It was an insult. I said, copy, I'm still holding out for the CBI. I really don't care what the GOI has to say. That's what I told them. They said, and we're still Sunday night. Firefly 77 says, interview on television says Parliament had to meet with keys of money in Iraq to meet the demands of the protesters, explaining why the CBI and finance minister called to Parliament today, also saying full 100% internet for all by tonight. Well, if you can believe that that's why they met, I've got some beachfront, well, you know the rest. To which I said, look, I know it's a slow process, but at least it's moving in the right direction. Look who they're talking to. Yes, sir, I'm sending this to Eddie. We're still Sunday, late at night. Firefly 77 called and he said, it's late after midnight here, Mr. Frank, and his last call, this will be his last call for today. The news says that over 20 were killed today. Videos they see show protesters talking to cameras, and the next thing they are shot in the back. So depressing. And the green zone still closed with heavy security and patrols around. That's sad. That's sad. Talking cameras, and the next thing they are shot in the back. So depressing. And green zone is still closed. Remember, all of this is Sunday. When I give you Monday's report, it will not sound the same. The green zone still closed with heavy security patrols. Internet was supposed to come back 100% tonight. Still, we do not have. Protesters still in the streets, vowing not to stop until the government gone. We will send more tomorrow as we get it. Unfortunately, these are young people willing to die. To which I said, very sad. Very sad. They said, yes, sir, let's hope the CBI meeting today was about the big item. To which I say, Eddie and Neil, I pray that they talk about bringing out the new rate instead of wasting time about allocating funds to meet the protesters' demand, because that just puts us right back at square one. Iran making the decisions. That would not be good. He said, I am afraid that's what it is, because they had local branch managers of the banks there too in reference to grants. So Iran is leading the way. But you see, on Sunday, Eddie did not know, and I certainly wasn't going to tell him, because I wasn't going to tell you, in my opinion, that the lower dinars were soon to be taken to the private banks in Iraq. We had scuttlebutt about it, an idea about it, only because Allah came out on television and said, I'm giving you the lower dinars. And then 2 days later, look at the trucks, we're moving massive amounts. Obvious. But then, boom. Walking Stick hit me hard last night when he said, "It's yours. You can have it now. You can share it. It's no longer a secret." The CBI came to our banks and they told us that this is the next step. So banks, get your or get your assets in order, okay? And we said, yeah, fine. It's about time. You should blankety blank blank. But we have to talk tonight. If they're going there on Monday on the 14th, and they've got until the 15th, when are they going to distribute what they get on the 14th to the citizens? Yeah, we need to talk tonight. Let us continue. I'm afraid that that's what it is because they had local branch managers of the banks there too in reference to the grant. Okay. My hope is that the United States will now get involved and call the shots in the government. Let's see what happens. He said, yes, sir. I pray that our friend is okay. Have you heard from him today? Now, we're walking into yesterday. So early, well, it was already late in the morning at 11 o'clock. Hey, heard anything? Nothing yet. Copy. Frank, this is now late in the afternoon, 5:30. Frank, still no word from Eddie. Okay, copy. We pray for him. Thank you. And that was it. That's all we had, yeah, as far as communications. We just didn't want to talk about it, you know. We wanted him to get a hold of us. We feared the worst. Family, do you remember the last time this happened? And they were finishing up in Mussol. Mussol. You remember that? Look at your notes. Walking Stick firm. Walking Stick's firm lost 2 of their people. 2 of their people were killed. Then all of a sudden, at 7:12 in the morning, he responds, "Where you been, man?" Good morning, Mr. Frank. I'm sorry. I've been so busy here with the internet and the green zone opening back up, Mr. Frank. Yeah. My market, wow, it's been so busy. Everybody's buying what they hadn't been able to, and we needed to handle family needs. Sorry, no worries, O'Day. On TV, Mr. Frank, they're showing 9 points of resolution today, and our president of the Republic, Saleh, he gave a speech to all of us on television and showing on the electronic billboards asking everyone to remain calm and wait for the resignations that will be coming from officials to ease the demand by the citizens, saying the corruption that has plagued the citizens from plagued, saying the corruption that has plagued citizens from their money will soon end. Electronic billboards are showing his speech all over and over again. We're on our way to the bank right now, Mr. Frank, before it closes, and I will send what we get from the bank. But the green zone is open again. But we still have security forces all around, kind of heavy. To which I said right away, Neil, make sure you tell Eddie what we said, that in our opinion last night on our conference call, the 14th of this month, banks in Iraq will accept and receive the the lower denom. See if he can be prepared for that time to go into the banks and get more information. Yes, sir, just send it to him. Tell him that Walking Stick and I feel very strong about what is soon to happen with their monetary reform. Yes, sir. Finally, tell him to keep okay, I'm sending it to him. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome. Then, at 6:14, about 2 hours ago, this last communication from Eddie, our Firefly, comes in. Mr. Frank, we are furious. We are furious. These resolutions that the government is presenting to us is just a quick pay, not giving us what we deserve. We want our pay back. We want our oil rights monthly. They are saying nothing except that they're going to give the poor 175,000 dinars a month for 3 months. This is a joke, Mr. Frank. This is a joke, Mr. Frank. Until the proxy government members are gone, we, as Iraqi citizens, will never see anything. Yes, you will. Yes, you will, O'Day. Yes, you will. One of the police vehicles that was shooting citizens was left abandoned. Citizens found several Iranian passports in this vehicle. Then all the non-pro-Iranian television stations got hit. It's all controlled by Iranian proxy in Iraq government. We are tired of it. We are tired of it. We cannot see how any lower notes will be out anytime when Iraq refuses to give us what we deserve. Just want give few things to citizens. Oh, I see. They just want to give us a few things to the citizens to settle us down. All talk on street today is about Iranian influence and the Iranian militants killing Iraqi citizens at the protests. We will give what we see, but total frustration here after witnessing these so-called resolutions. To which I said, thank you for your report, Eddie. But rest assured, next Monday, all the private banks in Iraq will receive the lower dinams, in my opinion. And then, later, the fills will follow. But the problem is, when will they distribute them to the citizens? But, at least, the monetary process is continuing. And I pray for peace, so that these lower dinams can be distributed to the citizens under peaceful conditions. Thank God that you and your family are safe. We continue to pray for you. And thank you also, Neil. This last part, he says he's very upset. He's very upset. I hope this goes down. His whole family is upset. O'Day, and to your family, when you are in a hurricane, it's very difficult to do what you want to do. The hurricane pushes you in one direction while you're trying to go in another direction. The hurricanes are very chaotic. You're scared, and they can kill you just like that. Y'all, Iraq is going through a hurricane right now. And that's because your government is causing this hurricane. The CBI is not. You have to separate the two. Yeah, you have to separate the two. The GOI is not the CBI. The CBI is not the GOI. The GOI steals from the CBI. The CBI has now formed a shield of protection so that these guys can't steal from the CBI anymore. The CBI, even during the riots, continued with the lava flow, the monetary reform. They told you, Baghdad Satellite TV, we're coming out with the lower denoms. 2 days later, look at the trucks. Look where they're leaving from. They're loaded with money. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay? And now I am able to tell you that, in my opinion, next Monday, you're talking 6 days from now, O'Day, you're going to go to your bank and you're going to, you see, here's the problem. We don't know if they're going to give them to you on the 14th. I don't know the date. All I know is what the CBI is telling those that need to know. And once they tell those that need to know, well, it's public knowledge. And even still, I give it to you as, in my opinion, O'Day, be strong. And then be stronger. And then get ready to become even more stronger. What you're going through, you will not finish. You will not finish weak, dead. What you're going through, you will finish strong, alive. But it's easy for me to say, because I am not where you are. Be strong. Find where it is that your strength comes from. Praying to God, helping a friend, being quiet, whatever it is that makes you strong, tap into it right now. Drain it. Drain it. You need every bit of energy that you need to survive and maintain. Just hang in there. Because in my strong opinion, this Monday, let's go to our board so that we can try to explain it a little deeper. You want to? Come on. Is this in the full screen?
A little bit more.
A little bit more? Almost?
Almost. A little more.
How's everybody doing?
Okay.
Drain the swamp? We're still kicking people out?
No, during the swamp is Trump.
Well, if I go any more to the right, I'm going to fall off the...
Here, let me turn the camera.
Okay. Well, Jan,
Yes.
you find something else for this then. Thank you. We took a picture of this, right, Tank?
Yes.
The CBI 4 days ago told Walking Sticks firm that on the 14th, the acceptance of new currency to be followed by the fills. The acceptance. You know, these are not just ordinary words. They're up here for a reason. They're well calculated, we've told you before. The bank must accept the responsibility of the lower denums. This is the highest intel of the monetary reform of the Iraqi dinar. Why do you think that that's the one thing that you don't know where these lower denums are? They don't talk about them. They are now. And I believe very deeply in my heart, they're about to show the pictures and descriptions to the citizens. Because the banks are going to accept the responsibility of these lower denums now. Who's been protecting them? The green zone? Well, you know who. So we've been protecting them for this special moment, for this magic moment, for the reason that Allah a week ago yesterday came out on Baghdad satellite TV and he told the citizens, we're bringing out the lower denums to you now. The banks have to accept. Hey, banks, huh? What? Did you get the specimen? Yep. It's cool. Did you look at it? You understand it? Yep. All upper management got it, right? Yep. And we even sent them to the satellite banks across the borders because, we're international now. We're going to do business with them. So we sent them a sample. Yep. All these articles are in our form. Yep. Okay, now, are you ready to accept the real thing? Yep. Because we got everything all set. We got max headroom right here. We got international wiring across. We got a record stock exchange, MasterCard. You want to make a loan? No. I'm asking you a question. Okay, yep. We set. Alrighty, now, you're gonna accept them. You're gonna distribute them, right? Yeah. But you need to protect them until we tell you to distribute them. Okay. That's a big key right there. That's a big key right there. Where do you see machine guns at banks? Where do you see, they got heavy guards. But I don't see a bank like Fort Knox or something, If you're going to accept the responsibility, private banks of Iraq, of receiving the lower denums, then you accept the responsibility of protecting them because we're protecting them forever, shoot. You know what I'm saying? Now, ain't nobody mess with them. Are you ready to accept them and take care of them? Yes. Now, take care of them. Sidebar. These banks are not fortified with the ability to take care of them. That's why they rob banks. Therefore, in my opinion, they got to distribute those dinars as quickly as possible. You see, in my opinion, the amount that is being delivered to these private banks will go like that. What you need? Okay, here you go. How about you? Did you bring 3 zeros in? Okay, here you go. Anybody? We're out. We can get some more, but we're out right now. Electronic? Do you mind? That's all we really are. We can do it electronically. Sure, there you go. It's in your account. Yeah, write a check, use a MasterCard, whatever, you know. Yeah. Well, you can come and pick some up. We'll get you some more. Wow, this is so brilliant. Okay, now let's figure out. Let's figure out this 6 days that we're looking at right now. Today is what, Tank? The 8th?
Yes.
The 8th. Then we got the 9th. Then we got the 10th. Then we got the 11th. Then we got the 12th. Oh, I didn't leave enough, but here we go. 13th. And you know what? No. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And today is what, Tuesday?
Yes.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Why is Monday up there? Doggone it. You're special, Monday. So we're going to put the 14th Monday down here. And interestingly enough, under the same color, the 15th Tuesday as well. So, we're right here. Did anything happen today? Not. All right, let's get rid of it. Remember yesterday I told you that in my opinion, somewhere in this ballpark, somewhere right here, I truly believe that the pictures. Here, let's do it like this. Watch this. In this time frame right here, we'll put a 1. So over here we're going to write 1. In this time frame, I believe that we can see the pictures and the descriptions. And one more thing that they're going to be given. The explanation, the reasoning, the logic, maybe even the math behind why their exchange rate has changed. Exchange rate. Delta. Delta is a chemical symbol that means change. Alrighty. So, in this time frame, I believe we have a great potential for the pictures. Oh, I'm sorry. Pictures of what? Pictures of the lower denoms. And the descriptions of them and the explanation of the exchange rate change right in here. Now, could we have it right here on the 14th when we are expressing, in my opinion, that that's when the banks, the private, in fact, let's put that up there. In this circle, private banks get LDs. I did say this whole call is in my opinion, right? Okay.
Yeah, so have we. We've been posting that.
Have you been posting that? Here, inside of this bubble, the 14th, the private banks are going to get the LDs. So, is it possible that on this day, when the banks get the lower denoms, in my opinion, let's label that 2. Bring that 2 over here. You know what? We can, by George, we got the same thing. If it doesn't happen right here, well, how about right here when they arrive at the banks? Sounds good to me. How about, and we're talking about the pictures, right? We're talking about the pictures. Could it happen anytime after that? Let's say from the 15th onward. Could we have the pictures at that time? Yes. So the pictures can come out this week, on the day that we think the private banks are going to get the LDs or anytime after that. But watch this. Where would the rate change? If you see the pictures here, then I believe that you have a very darn good chance of seeing a rate change here. If the pictures appear here to the citizens on the electronic boards, on the television, wherever, it is possible that on the same day that they get the pictures, they can also have a rate change because they should go hand in hand. We've already talked about this. We've already discussed this. You should know this. Okie dokie. Let me try another one. What happens if the pictures are given to us, number 3 down here, after the 15th or the 14th or whatever, 15th onward? Okay. Do we need a rate change at that time? If you got pictures after this point, when would the rate change come? We're getting too far away. Look, you're over here now. Come back, come back, come back. What did I tell you? These banks don't have the ability to protect these lower denoms. They want to get rid of the hot potatoes quickly. In my opinion, very strong opinion, on this day, those lower denoms are going to get to the banks. So, if they happen to bring out the pictures here, oh my goodness, then I'm going to be looking at something happening maybe here, or no more than a day or two after that. Does that make sense? So, why do I put the 15th here? Because that's what the citizens demanded. Well, I'll be darned. Who told you to do it on the 14th and get it ready before they got... Oh, they told you. So, on the citizens gave them until the 15th, right? You give us our reforms. Well, this is one of those reforms. Once again, if we get pictures right here, if we get pictures, description, and the exchange rate can change there. What happens if we just get pictures? Well, then maybe we can have a change of rate here as the lower denoms are being handed to the citizens. Could it happen anytime after the 15, 16, 17? Yeah, but the odds, in my opinion, get less and less and less. Take it. You got it? The moral of the story is you can have the lower denoms pictures. You can have the descriptions. Boy, I hope I'm spelling this right. And you can also have the explanation of why there was a change in the rate. Which covers that their Article 8, which covers, the coins and fills. It covers, the education would be in there as well. Alrighty, lower denoms, pictures, description, rate change. These three things can come together. They should come together. Can they go like this? Can we have just the lower denoms and pictures and the description Oh, pardon me. I messed up. I'm so sorry. I messed up. Uh, 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 well, actually, it should be education, we'll call it. Yeah. Educate. In other words, why did they change the rate? So, if these three, if they come out, do we need a change? Do we need a change in the rate? No. You can come out this week and do these things and not change the rate. On Monday, when I think they're going to deliver the lower denoms, I don't think the banks are going to keep them very long. So maybe on Monday they make a rate change. Maybe on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I wouldn't, shouldn't be too much longer after they deliver them. We'll know if they delivered them on Monday. We'll know. Eddie, our Firefly, he'll know. So, this is important to make sure you got this in your head. Do we need a rate change when they bring out the pictures and descriptions and the education? No, we do not. Then when we get to Monday, when if they do it then on Monday, do we need a rate change? The odds go up because now the banks have the lower denoms, and they're not capable of protecting them, and they're not going to last long. They only printed so many. Brilliant. It'll be a massive pouring of people into the banks. You got those for us now? Yeah. Let me have them. Okay. Did you bring in 3-0 notes so that we can exchange them? Yeah. Okay. A few weeks later, oh, we're all gone. What do you mean all gone? Well, we can give it to you electronic. The lower denoms? Yeah. With the value 1-to-1. Yeah. Give it to me. I don't care. I'll take it anyway. Okay. My goodness gracious, they've been forced to open an account, whether they wanted one or not, especially if you're a merchant. My goodness gracious, they've been forced to bring in the 3 zeros because they had to replace the worn and torn ones. My goodness gracious, they are now at the point where they're actually probably going to be enthusiastic about bringing in the rest of their 3 zeros. Mission accomplished, M figures. Oh, why? Because they're excited about the lower denoms that they're getting. And on top of it, there's going to be fills that are going to come after that. This is fascinating, isn't it? The way that it's all structured and set up. I think it is. Don't forget, this is all in our opinion. We're blessed that we have good teams. We're blessed that Walking Stick Firm has 2 members of the firm that have banks. And we're blessed that the CBI mom talks to all of her baby banks in Iraq, and our friend happens to be talked to. His firm does. And when they talk, which they have, it was actually 4 days ago. But what did I do? I disappeared. I ain't gonna talk about it. And then yesterday, when I get the okay now to go ahead and share it with you, I did yesterday. And today we're trying to explain it a little bit more. So it's the Central Bank of Iraq that told the banks in Iraq that on the 14th, you are to accept the new currency to be followed by fills that we're going to be presenting to you also to distribute. This is not a secret. This is our monetary reform plan. And on top of all of this, we are about to put it on a piece of paper, like we gave it to you with samples. Remember private banks? Yep. Well, now we're about to put it on a paper document form on the electronic boards everywhere so that y'all can get it. Okay. The GOI, Mahdi, released the second package of the protesters' demands. Look how fast he released that package. Maybe not fast enough to save over 100 lives that have died. But look how fast Mahdi moved. Somebody set his okole on fire, no? Huh? Oh, the Hawaiians are cracking up right now. Somebody set his gluteus maximus on fire. This doesn't happen that quickly. Oh, well, the fear of losing your political power. Ah, I see. Yeah, look how fast Mahdi all of a sudden has released the second package to the protesters' demands. It's garbage, but look how fast he's moving. Ah, I see. Mahdi, are you going to move fast enough to sit your government? Probably. I'm already in trouble as it is. Good, Mahdi, because it looks like the medicine is working on you. Look how fast it took. But also, look at the tragic deaths that it took to do this, Mahdi. Hey, babe,
Yes.
can I have a pair of glasses? Me and Walking Stick talked a long time today. I I can't even read my notes upon my notes. So much. But look, it's important. I know I keep rehashing this, but it really is important. How many people we've got? Shoot, almost 2,000. It's important, y'all. Before, prior to when the lower denoms come out, there will be education on the reason why they changed the exchange rate, along with the pictures and descriptions. But all of this, these three things we've been talking about, will happen long before they change the rate, or on the day that they change the rate. Prior to the lower denoms education of the rate change, the pictures and descriptions, this education must come first. That's all there is to it. That's why this week is so interesting to us. That's why Monday might be interesting to us. But anything past Monday starts to get boring. Because unless they don't deliver them on Monday, and of course, Walking Sticks firms, banks will be able to tell us, we got them. No, they didn't deliver them. What? And we'll find out why. Those three pieces of information must come long before they raise the rate of the Iraqi dinar. Long before they give the lower dinars or fils to the citizens of Iraq. Do you understand this? Because I see you talking about every other subject except for what I believe is important right now. Our question will be, have the citizens received the pictures yet up to the 15th? And if it's up to the 14th, then ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, it will be very shortly after that, the distribution. Or very shortly after that, the description and the pictures. Walking Stick wants you to notice something. Another example to help you to understand that the CBI and the GOI have nothing to do with each other. And that's why the CBI continues with the lava flow, even with the protesters, delivers them, tells the citizens. Walking Stick and I want you to understand that, notice There has been no effect on the Iraqi dinar exchange rate, and due to the instability, due to the protesting. Not one PIP movement of the Iraqi dinar exchange rate. Because it is not unstable, it is not off track, it is a process, it is moving forward, and I'm excited about Monday. Now, if all of these three scenarios that we came up with come true, then on Monday they raised the rate and they passed out the dinars to the citizens. I don't know. I don't know the date. I don't know the rate. Well, the rate internally is 1-to-1. They've already confessed that. But I don't know what it's going to hit out in the international markets. But ladies and gentlemen, the pictures and the descriptions have to precede the rate change. You just can't throw these lower dinams out there to them and confuse them. They'll look at them and they'll say, what? So give them the pictures and the reason why there's a change in the exchange rate and the descriptions of them, and then hand them the lower dinams. Oh, is this what you was talking about? Yeah. So this is it? Yeah. This has new rate? Yeah. Wow. Somebody just texted me, when are we going to get the names of the U.S. banks, the private bank? Who said I was going to give them to you? Amazing. Give me. What have you done for me lately, Frank? Well, I did say, but unless you're a member of KTFA, you'll never get them, will you? That's where we're going to post them. I shouldn't have even said that. You should have known by now. The education, the distribution, all of that, long before they hand them out. Shortly after that, hand them out. I don't care. Shortly after that, get them the fills as well, too. I don't care. Firefly77, Walking Stick says, Eddie, Walking Stick says, look, at any moment these flyers will be passed out. Ask the bank every time you go. Don't say anything about Monday, just don't talk about that, about my opinion, you know what I mean? Just ask them, hey, you told me that the second phase was done and the third phase was supposed to start. Third phase is probably for you guys to give me some more education or to give me the lower dinams. You heard anything? More than likely, the teller hasn't heard anything, but this coming Monday, it is possible they might. Or upper echelon will take them and then decide when they will tell. I think they will tell the tellers when they hand them to the citizens. Keeping this under wrap, keeping this protected for as long as possible is important. So, Eddie, look. In the next 6-7 days, look hard every day. Because, Eddie, Walking Stick says that when this information comes out, you won't have to go looking for it. They're going to shove it right in your face. It's going to be plastered all over the Iraq. Short of skywriting and smoke signals. Short of that, but they're going to let you know it. And once you see it, you know what to do. Move fast, okay? Move fast. Anyways, Walking Stick told me that this morning when he was talking to his people, they said, you know what, his name, you know what, buddy, there's a sense of calm now. As far as the civil arrest goes, I think it's starting to now de-escalate. It's starting to wind down a bit. The killings, I think, are going to stop soon. So there seems to be a calmness, a slow calmness that's coming over Iraq right now. To which I said, well, that's perfect timing. That's about as perfect timing as you can get. Ladies and gentlemen, I can keep talking to you, and I can keep talking to you. But I'll be honest with you, this is the prettiest notes I've ever taken. These are the notes. Family, y'all can't be calling, man. Stop it. That's like the 17th phone call. And I can keep talking, but Tink, get me. Is it my phone?
Yes.
Oh, it is my phone, isn't it? Instead, I want to share this with you. Let's see how long it is. Come on. Good grief. Look at, since I've been on with you, look at all these phone calls.
You're showing everybody's number.
Yeah, but they can't see them. But look at that. That's ridiculous. Anyways, what I mean to say is, call me for something important, okay? Don't ask me for my opinion about my opinion, you silly rabbit. All right, what was I going to do?
Play recording.
Yes. Jolly good. 15 minutes long. If it gets boring, I'll stop it. Please enjoy.
You have like 5, 6 different phones. I think what's going to happen is when the blessing take place, we're going to have separate phone numbers for us, for you, me, and
I'm gonna have a funeral service for all my phones. I'm burying them all in the ocean at sea. I'm gonna go out in a catamaran and I'm gonna throw each one of them into the ocean.
I think we're going to do that. We go to Hawaii on the beach. We're going to start throwing one by one. I like that.
Hey, listen, we lost O'Day for a whole day, but thank God he communicated this morning. He's not happy. He's not happy because of what the government is going to give them, a bunch of garbage. They want Iranian influence out. That's all there is to it. But last night, I tried to get a hold of you. Then this morning I tried, and now we're finally talking. Did you get to hear what we released last night?
Yeah, actually, I got your message today after I woke up, and I listened to it, and that's
Good.
That's really very interesting.
Yeah, God only knows, what's going to happen, but the rate has to be increased before they give it to the citizens. This is going now to the private banks this coming Monday, but that doesn't mean that Monday they're going to give it to the citizens. So, but the beauty of it is that the lava flow, the process continues. Even with the rioting and protesting, they still took them out. They still moved them, and now they're going to be putting them into these banks. Yeah, everything's in good position. What you got, brother?
Actually, I do agree with you because remember, regardless of the demonstrations or not, the central bank of Iraq were moving because remember the financial management law. This has now become a law for them to change the fiscal policies, including the rates, including everything. And I believe it was 2 or 3 weeks ago when the CBI came out and they talked about the deficit. They said there's not going to be any deficit in this budget, and whatever the numbers they're shown, like in the polymers or whatever, this is still early to determine because we have to follow the financial management law and etc. So we know that there's changes, but like I said yesterday when I talked to you, the demonstrations they're going to make them move faster. So if they have to take the plan to let's increase the value by end of October or November, so might cause them to move faster. Now we saw, like I said last time, the 12-armor truck now walking 6 firm, which is confirming that the notes is going to be there. And remember, we were waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
Because that will be basically the confirmation, like how close we are for them to change the rate. Because like you said earlier, 14 to 15, then logic says that the rate has to change around that time, or maybe again, like I said, anything from Thursday on, it's very high possibility. And remember the budget too. We all know that this budget is different because of the financial management law. So the parliament was supposed to receive it, the next in a couple of weeks, and it was supposed to be the 15th. So the CBI probably is ready to make the move. But definitely the 14, the 15, the stuff that you said about walking sticks firm, this is just very interesting and very encouraging. And think about it, if the CBI have no intention to do anything, you'll never release those notes.
Right.
Right?
And they wouldn't have told them.
The logic behind it.
And they wouldn't have told them on Baghdad satellite TV just for the citizens the day before the riots started.
Absolutely, and this is what we're going to watch and see what's going on. But definitely, it's not a lot of the news from the CBI, which is that's a good thing. They're just quiet for now until they, a lot of information is going to come up. But I believe now the next step is going to be just changing the rates and following like the lower denominations and go from there.
Well, Manny, here's what I'm thinking. This coming Monday is the 14th. And if you remember, the citizens told the government, you got until the 15th. So on the 14th, when they are delivered, because you got to remember, they already got the specimens. They already got the samples. They already know what's coming. So on the 14th, when they deliver them to the private banks of the CBI, then they can show the citizens, look, they don't have to take out the real stuff. What are we looking for, Manny? We're looking for the pictures and the description and the reason why the exchange rate is about to change. All of that will be in what we call the second article. So maybe on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, they'll start to show them the pictures. And then or Manny, maybe they'll start showing them tomorrow, into Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then come Monday, well, shoot, they already showed it to them. Now go ahead and raise the rate on Monday because the banks have the lower denoms. And another thing, Manny, Walking Stick and I were talking today for a long time. We do not believe that the lower denoms will stay in these private banks very long. They're not being delivered and, next month, you go ahead and pass these out. Next week, pass these out. Nuh-uh, right now. Let's move this. That's why we just delivered the Pierre Resistance. We just delivered the cherry on top of the banana split. This is the highest intel of the monetary reform, the lower denoms. Now that you've got them, alrighty, I got it back up again. Go for it. You were going to say something. Go ahead.
We kept getting phone calls. I got about 9 calls. That's what these interruptions are.
So many indications that, again, even before those demonstrations and everything, that's going to make it move faster. And remember, one of the demand was to stop. The CBI knows that, and everybody knows they cannot stop the auctions. The reason they have the
and go for it. Continue.
Again,
all right. So basically, what's going on here? We knew that the 2020 budget it has to include the new rate of the new exchange that the financial committee told us back in March, the financial management law and everything. And before the budget goes to the parliament, which is again was supposed to go to 15 of this month, it might be delayed a little bit or whatever it is. But we all know the CBI is ready. And they told us even this financial management law is going to be different. And on the Gazette, they stated that it should be implemented in the next, basically, budget, which is going to be the 2020. But since the numbers are going to be released in this budget, we do believe that the CBI has to release the rate. So all this kind of stuff that's going on right now, from the arbitrage, from the lower denominations, for them, releasing the 250,000 into the market, and then the demand right now, the demand is to go to the free market economy. So the CBI, they know that, and you remember too the famous interview that took place last year was around November, which is I did translate that to the family. The board of directors, when he said, I mean, the Central Bank of Iraq, they have the plan ready, but they're not going to do it till 5 years from now. Which is, remember that they postponed the lifting of the freeze bureaus from 2014 all the way forward to 5 more years, they said. And that was around October when they said that. So this is now the target for them to do that. And remember, there's a lot of pressure for them on the demonstration. The demonstration was really very bad, and this was the worst for the government, for everybody. And the Central Bank of Iraq, they know. They know that, the release rate has to come from them. Other than that, you can do a lot of things, yes, for the government. The final announcement has to come from the CBI and the board of directors. They're ready to go, and they know what they need to do to take you to the free market economy, what you need to do to have jobs for those people, what you need to do to open those companies to come in. Because remember, 85% of the employees when those companies get in has to be Iraqi citizens.
Yep.
Just imagine, by them which is you and I, we talked about this for years. And remember what I told you is, I was hoping, which did happen, I was wishing to God and hoping and praying that the citizens do something, because they're the only one can make the government, the CBI,
right,
move faster.
That's why I told them, fight back.
Happened.
Fight back, I
Absolutely.
said.
And this is what's going on. I mean, now they know that. I mean, everybody knows it. Everything now connected to lifting the 3 zeros. And why we need to lift the 3 zeros, which we talked about it again so many times, that's the only way they can be accepted to accept Article 8 is by them lifting the 3 zeros. So there's no options for them. So that's the only solution that's going to come up. Now, of course, the demand is not going to solve, even by them reinstating revaluing, it's not going to solve the problem right away. But in the long run, it's going to make the citizen a little happier when they know, like, their currency now has a value, has a purchasing power. At least one of those demands will be fulfilled.
Right.
And they're ready. It's not like they're not ready. If there's like a lot of things, listen, I could say, oh man, it's going to take us more. But everybody knows they're ready since 2017. 2016, Allah, when they came up, remember, for 40, 50 different articles, like early 2017, Matlaq 2017, we're going to live at 3 zeros, we're going to do this and that. They're ready. So now we're about more than 2 years going to this. I mean, this has become so basically ridiculous on their part, and the citizen cannot handle that anymore. So this is one of the things that they have to do ASAP in order for them to fulfill the other obligations. I mean, you need those companies to get in. You need investors to get in. You need your stocks to go international. Even the TBI Bank, remember when I sent them like a message when you guys are going to open, they said, oh, very soon we're still doing the process. They're waiting for Article 8. They opened in Saudi Arabia for the last 5-6 months, and you're not doing it. So they're so lazy and slow. So you have to move forward as fast as possible. So you need something like this, what happened to them, in order for you to wake up and say, wait a minute, we have to move very fast. This is a Middle Eastern mentality. You have to beat them up. You have to do whatever the citizen did in order for them to wake them up. But I do believe the CBI is ready. And again, I don't think they're going to be that stupid anymore. The CBI, they know everything is connected to lifting the 3 zeros and opening, basically accepting Article 8 in order for you to open internationally. And remember, even before the demonstration 2 weeks ago, when the government came up and said, we're very close now for the open market economy. I mean, we know they're moving, they'll do it, but the problem is that it's so slow to move from, one step to another step. But now, I think that's on our side, and everything's good, and I do agree with you, with the team, with Walking Stick, 100%, that those armored trucks, like I talked to you, I mean, you and I about it yesterday, and we were like, analyzing that, and I know you're going to have 12 armored trucks to have towers, number one, then you have it, or you have the same existing one, which is spending all the security, is going to cost you a lot of money, helicopters, whatever you say. So it's something that's really up, and I do believe that this is our time, everything leading up to the time frame that, Walking Stick firm told them, and everybody telling you to do that. And I do believe that we might see something like I said. I do agree with you. Sometimes by this week, end of this week, we're going to start hearing more and more, and then over the summer and the still of the night, we're going to have the rate changing, and we're going to move forward. But definitely from now to all the way down to next week, along the 14th to 15th,
14, 15,
as possible, he had our opinion that something really might happen, and they have no choice. I mean, now they're stuck in the corner, and now not from the international communities and entities, now by your own citizen, they're stuck in the corner. So they better do something very fast with our citizens, and I think it's going to happen this time. They have no choice.
Well, Manny, let's see what happens. I've got about 16 minutes before I get on my YouTube. Thank you for this recording, my brother. I don't know, the process exactly, but tonight I'm going to give them about 5 different options, 5 different scenarios. And I love the fact that even though there's protesting, sadly there's death, there's a little, of like a war going on in Iraq between Iraq and Iran. Even with that going on, the CBI still comes on television and tells them, we're going to give you the lower dinars. The CBI still comes on television and says, look, we're moving massive amounts from the central bank in the green zone, like they're 3 zeros. No, it's what we told you. I love the fact that they told the banks, my friend's firm that has 2 banks in Iraq, 4 in Jordan. They told them, you guys now have to accept. In other words, you have to take the responsibility. They have to accept these lower dinars now. They're not going to be guarded anymore. You have to take care of them now. And that'll be this coming Monday. So we have to figure out, are they going to give them the pictures before or right on Monday or the day, the few days after when they decide to release them? About 5 or 6 different scenarios I'm going to create tonight to see which one it comes out at. I thank you for your report, my brother. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
I love you, brother. You take care and good luck to you.
Indeed. Bye-bye, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye.
So, there you go, family. You get yourself a little sneak peek of what Delta and I talked about. We learned a lot more about what Walking Stick and I talked about today. And we've given you our opinion for tonight as we come to an end now, that these lower dinar pictures, the descriptions of them, and the education of the reason why there's a rate change have to come before the rate changes, or they need to come together at the same time. Sounds good? Can we have a rate change and then give them this stuff up here? No, that's a one-way street. So one more time, God willing, the last time, and tomorrow I'm not going to get 50 calls where people are going to say, was it before or after? The lower dinar pictures, descriptions, and the education of the reason why the rate change must come before they change the rate, or they can come together. Can the rate change and then give them this information? Absolutely not. But what is to follow after that responsibility of the banks? What follows after that responsibility of the banks? The fills. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow I want to talk to you about the fills, and I want to talk to you about not the rate that it's going to come out at, because nobody knows, right? Okay, is that fair? But I want to talk to you about rates. What is the potential of the Iraqi dinar outside of the borders of Iraq? Is there an interest in the dinar? Is there an interest in Iraq? What has Donald Trump done that caused the fire of Iraq to get even hotter and make this country become even more valuable than I actually even imagined? Tink, get me what we got you today. Bring it on over this way. Yeah, Donald Trump, you will never know what he did for you, nor will I. But I will say this, Kim Clement, when you told me that Donald Trump was going to be elected, I said no. When you told me he would be elected a second term, I said, no, man, what's the matter with you? When you told me about the dinar, nothing, 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 and then suddenly, I said, "Well, that's interesting. That's 3 zeros, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then boom." Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're working on lifting 1 0, then 2 zeros, then 3 zeros. Indeed, family, what was told to the rose that caused it to unfold so beautifully? Y'all take care of each other, okay? Pray for each other, lift each other, visit each other, text each other. I don't know. Just fellowship with each other. Human beings have a tendency to get very lonely, especially when they get older. Y'all take care. I'll see you tomorrow. A hui ho until tomorrow night. God bless you all. Bye-bye. This is where you turn it
No,
off.
I
Thing.
want to take a screenshot.
You want to take a screenshot?
Quick. No,
Say what? So I can start smiling.
it's out.
Gotta start smiling now.
Okay.
When I'm talking right now. Do I get a cookie tonight?
You have some water.
Water! What the cookies?
You had a fork.
I want cookies! Give me cookies!